What's up, guys? SloMo is back, slapping you with another video, and today we're going to talk about a new looter shooter that's going to release real soon. And that looter is called the First Descendant, being developed by Nexon. Nexon is a South Korean developer founded in 1994. Nexon has been actively in development on the First Descendant, as well as another live service game called Veiled Experts. First Descendant has definitely caught my eye more, and sure, it's mostly because I've enjoyed a lot of looter shooters in the past, but this one genuinely hooked me in the closed beta I played last year. Now, if you're watching this video, you've either played it and enjoyed what you played like I did, or you've seen the game and want to know more. And in that case, you come to the right place. In this video, I'll be covering everything you'll need to know about the First Descendant before you jump into the open beta on September 19th. And with that said, let's get into it. So what is the First Descendant? The First Descendant is a third-person perspective, 4-player co-op looter shooter coming out on PC, Steam, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One. There are no plans to optimize the game for Steam Deck or to have it available through GeForce Now, but this is subject to change as they get closer to launch. It is solely a PvE game. The developers have been firm that they've always wanted this game to be PvE only and have stuck with that. Frankly, in my personal opinion, that is a bit of a relief. Typically, I've seen developers struggle to balance a game that has both PvE and PvP, and usually improvements in one of those areas comes at the detriment of the other. This may make the Descendant a hard no for some gamers who need PvP, but others who enjoy looters like Warframe, Borderlands, and Outriders may not mind. It is a free-to-play live service game, but unlike a lot of the free-to-play models that we've seen, they don't have any plans on slowing down player progression to introduce paid boosters or making you pay for characters or charging players to continue the content. All in-game content can be earned by playing the game. There will be a monetization model. They plan on monetizing the game through battle passes and cosmetic items for your descendants. But as of right now, there are no other avenues of monetization that they are currently working on. While we do not have an official release date, Nexon is running an open beta starting September 19th. Crossplay will be enabled in this open beta, so you should be able to squad up with friends regardless of platform. So everyone will get the opportunity to try this game out for themselves. And if you're looking for comparisons to other looters, I do see a lot of influences from Destiny, Outriders, and Warframe. So if you've played those games before, then you may have an idea of the game design and the approach they have with this game. So what is the First Descendant about? Humans are losing a war against enemies that have come from a different dimension. I know, we've all heard this before. But down to their last city, the humans have teamed up with defectors from those same aliens to finally fight back with better weapons at their disposal. You are one of those weapons. You'll take control of Descendants. These Descendants have awakened latent abilities that were dormant in our genes to achieve magical abilities, and combining those magical abilities with technology taken from their enemy, the humans have found a way to fight back. The developers have stated they wanted to tell the core plot of the story better than they did in the closed beta, so they developed a new prologue that will be available in this beta. A lot of looters allow you to create your own character, but in First Descendant, they're going a different route. They've created unique characters with different personalities and abilities. In the previous beta, I only used 3 of those Descendants: Lepic, Ajax, and Vesia. But they plan on having a total of 15 Descendants and 5 Ultimate Descendants available at launch. All 3 of the Descendants that I used brought something different to combat, but I probably enjoyed Ajax the most. The open beta will feature just 11 Descendants and 2 Ultimate Descendants. You can choose which Descendant you want to use, and they'll level up individually from the other ones. This reminds me of Warframe, with how you can collect Warframes and level them up at will. But in First Descendant, it appears you won't have your new characters time gated like they are in Warframe. Visually, I recall playing the First Descendant last year and thinking it was the best looking looter shooter I'd ever seen. From the most recent trailers, it looks like the visuals have actually improved. And as impressive as that is, I do wonder about game performance. The game has been upgraded to running on Unreal Engine 5.2, which would explain the impressive visuals and also explains the next part I'm going to discuss. So the closed beta they had last year was only on PC. Unreal Engine 5 has been pretty demanding on current PC hardware. And although I played it on my previous PC, my specs are on the screen. Performance was anything but consistent. I averaged 75 to 85 frames per second. Actually, it did dip into the 60s at times at 1440p with DLSS quality on in max settings. The minimum and recommended specs are below that of even my old PC. So I do wonder how this game will perform with the improved visuals. Of course, this only applies to the PC version, but typically when games are very demanding on PC, you can expect the same on the console front as well. The developers addressed this in Dev Talk number 2 on their YouTube channel. They showed a minor improvement in a side-by-side comparison of the build from the closed beta and the upcoming open beta. In addition to that, they've confirmed the open beta will have HDR as an option for all platforms and DLSS 3 as an option for PC. The consoles will also have a quality and performance mode. This may only apply to the current gen consoles, as again, Unreal Engine 5 is very demanding, and it wouldn't surprise me if last gen consoles only have a 30 frames per second mode. That said, expect the performance mode to target 60 frames per second on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X consoles. Regardless, the feedback from the open beta will provide the chance for Nexon to further optimize this game for all platforms it's releasing on. Hopefully, they will fare better than many developers who've released games this year. A few nagging things I'd like to see improvement on. One, player chatter. For example, when I used Vesia, I grew really tired of the same whiny lines she kept saying every time she reloaded the weapon. The dialogue didn't really make any sense for this elite soldier to be whining about having to reload her gun literally every single time. And I'm not even exaggerating, it was every single time. It was way too frequent. I hadn't even finished the first mission before I wanted her to just stop speaking altogether. So lowering the frequency of her quips or completely changing them would be for the best, maybe both. The grappling hook, although a good addition that adds verticality to the game, was frustrating to aim at times for me and didn't seem very useful in combat. They've explained that they've retooled the grappling hook to be more dynamic, allowing you to swing and use it more seamlessly, which is good. These issues have been addressed by the developers in dev notes to the community, in addition to other issues the community voiced. So what comes after the beta? Nexon has stated they don't know when they will officially release the game, but they'll likely have a better idea when the beta is over. The feedback they received during the beta will give them a better idea of how they may need to change things while they also continue to polish the game. Post-launch of the game, they plan on dropping periodic updates with new characters, new weapons, new bosses, and actual new stories. We've heard this before from developers, and they often, especially developers who haven't made live service games before, underestimate how hard it would be to release their planned post-launch content on a consistent basis. Hopefully, Nexon is prepared. So what are your thoughts on the first Descendant? Let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button if you liked the video, hit the dislike button if you didn't, it's all good. And hit the subscribe button if you want to see more news and updates on the first Descendant in the future. Peace.